Hey guys, thanks for tuning into my channel. We're fishing one of my favorite rivers in Washington State, and I'm gonna kind of show you what I look for when fishing rivers so you too can find more trout when you're fly fishing your favorite river. So do you see that section right behind me there? See how the fast water kind of dumps off into that slow water, that tail water? Those are the things you want to target when you're fly fishing rivers. So where that fast water comes in, it falls off a shelf, and a lot of times fish will hang out on those shelves. They'll hang out by the structure. They'll hang out kind of in the back eddies right here, and they'll hang out in the tail waters. So you want to fish all parts of this particular part of the river when you're trying to look for trout in a river. So let's see if we can drum one up over here in this in these spots. All right, let's go do this. Fish on. So I'm fishing a couple of setups today, and typically when I fish rivers, I'll bring two rods with me. I've got a side holster that keeps one rod secure when I'm not using it. So in my 5-weight, I got a wet fly setup. Typically I'll put on a nymph, like you see here, it's kind of a mop fly, or I'll put on a streamer. And the other rod, in this case, is my 3-weight. I've got a really big dry hopper pattern, so I can fish 4 fish on top. So I generally have 2 setups, one setup wet, and one setup with dry, keeping one in the holster when I'm not fishing the other. And what I'm gonna do, because I love catching fish on these big old hoppers, I'm gonna start off with the hopper and hopefully catch a fish. All right, let's go do this. Fish on. Really smoky out today. I don't know if you can see the sun. It's just like hiding behind a very thick layer of smoke. The air quality isn't great, but it's tolerable. I'm thinking potentially, though, that this smoke will kind of offer a little bit of cover for the fish, so it's not super bright out, which I think could be good for fishing. Oh, I just saw a rise. That's good news. Right up here. See if I can deliver my fly. It was right in there. Oh, there we go. He smashed it. I missed it though. There we go, fish on. Oh, came up. Just came up and sipped it. It's a nice little west slope. So I want you to also notice that I'm walking the fly out, right? I'm starting pretty close in from where I'm standing. You want to fish every part of the river because you never know where the fish are going to be. They could be in close. They could be out a little bit farther. So it's always smart to walk the fly out to cover as much of the river as you possibly can. A lot of times when people come out and fly fish, they go right for the sweet water and they miss fish or line fish that just are right close by, like that. See? Perfect. Walk the fly out and got a nice trout. Beautiful little west slope. Wow, that thing is so pretty. I think I still have a net somewhere. There we go. Beautiful fish. Look at that guy. Nice little west slope cutthroat. Beautiful fish. So here's another great example of a great spot. You can see how the water's kind of speeding up and then falling off the edge here and then slowing down. And along these rocks as well, kind of on the other side, fish love to hang out in those kind of areas. So I'm gonna throw the dry fly right off this shelf, and I'm fairly certain there's gonna be a fish there. Let's go get him. All right, let's do this. Fish on. So another good place to target on rivers is you can kind of see the inside turn right here of this flow can be good and hold trout. And also the outside along the rocks. Those big rocks act as shelter for fish, and they love hanging around. They're just waiting for one of these big hoppers to fall off a rock. So inside bend and also along the rocks on the other side. So those are 2 places that have a tendency to consistently hold trout. Let's go catch one. So you can see the spot that I'm standing in. So I'm standing probably in about knee-deep water, but I've got some great structure both on the bank out in the middle. You can see all these rocks and different currents. You want to fish this entire zone. And I could probably sit here for an hour and fish this section. So be patient when you're in spots like this on the river, because this is just the perfect habitat for holding trout. So I'm just gonna stand here, and I've had a few misses over towards the edge, a couple in the middle, even caught a nice fish. But I'm gonna fish this section for probably an hour and really fish all the zones that the fish could be holding in. Stay patient and you'll catch fish. Let's catch another one. All right, fish on. Oh, you sons of bitches. This is some good fish. There we go, fish on. Oh, yes. Beautiful fish. Come on. Oh, yeah. Look at this guy. Oh, just a beautiful west slope. Already unhooked. Get the fly out of the way here. Look at this guy. Just a beautiful, beautiful fish. Oh, he jumped out. Just gorgeous fish. God, I wish I could have shown that one to you. He was beautiful. Wow, super colored up. Nice. That is about perseverance. You can see, I mean, you just got all this great water, some fast current and back eddies and rocks, lots of structure for them to hide behind. It's just a really good spot. There's some good fishing today. Hey, do me a favor, hit the like button, consider making a comment. By doing so, will help this video reach others and hopefully help them catch more fish. So thanks in advance. Let's get back to fishing. All right, fish on. And you can fish all of this, you know, from the inside all the way to the outside. So this is really a good spot, and you want to stay patient too, because some of these fish will come back. You know, the ones that I missed several in here. So stay patient, just keep fishing all the different sections, you know, check the little fast water, the back eddies, and you'll get into some fish. I love spots on the river like this too, 'cause it's just so good. There's just so many spots that fish can be holding. You know, another thing to consider too when you're fishing hoppers, I'm just fishing this big dry here, is you'll notice that sometimes I'm letting it dead drift. I'm always trying to keep a tight line to the fly and try not to influence. And then sometimes I purposefully influence. I'll give it a little twitch. And sometimes that'll induce a hit, because, you know, hoppers don't stay still when they fall in the water. So change up how you're doing it. And a lot of times you'll find that you'll run your fly across a section of water and then you fish it just a little bit differently. Oh, see, that was a good fish. You fish it just a little bit differently. Oh man, another good fish. You can see I'm kind of giving it twitches, and they'll come up and hammer it to where I've thrown that fly in this section of water without doing anything at all. Just kind of let it dead drift and nothing happened. So you want to change up how you're fishing your flies to try to induce a strike and hopefully a hookup. That was a nice fish. It whacked at it twice. So you can see I'm getting a little twitch. And sometimes they'll just come up and blast it. And sometimes you need to dead drift it. So really kind of vary how you're fishing these dry flies, because it's not just a one type of presentation. There we go, fish on. Nice. Oh, right where he was supposed to be. See how that works? You just keep working this spot, and eventually you're gonna get back into fish. It's good fish too. They all seem giant on a 3-weight. See if I can get this guy in the reel. Yeah, it's a good fish. It's part of the reason why I love fishing 3-weights. Every fish seems like a big fish on a 3-weight. and this one's probably maybe 12, 13 inches. But it feels big on this rod. It's a nice fish though. Oh yeah. Nice, yeah, this is a beautiful fish. Look at that guy. Nice rainbow. Yeah, for these Cascade rivers, this is a really nice fish. Look at that guy. Sweet. Sweet. So the other thing you want to target when fishing rivers, you can see the main channel here. Well, there's an offshoot right behind me. A lot of times these offshoots can be almost as good as the main river itself. I just love fishing the little offshoots, so don't pass these by. I crossed the river to get over to here, and let's see if there's a fish in there. I bet there is. All right, let's go do this. Fish on. Fish on! Sorry, I missed the take there. I thought I had the camera on. In the offshoot. It's a nice fish too. So the other thing you want to target on rivers are cut banks. You can see right up on that point there, there is a cut bank. That's where the river kind of undercuts the embankment, and there's a nice channel that's sometimes even goes under the embankment itself. That's called a cut bank, and fish will hold in there. In fact, one of the biggest trout that I've ever caught, West Slope cutthroat, out of this river was in a cut bank just like that. So I'm going to start by fishing this tail out, walking the fly out, and then hopefully get into a fish on that really nice looking cut bank right up there. So you want to target that as well, but fish your way up until you get to the creamsicle water. Hopefully there's a big fish in there waiting for me. All right, let's go do this. Fish on. So I want to show you a product. By the way, I just had a fish break me off. This right here, this is something that my stepson Kobe kind of told me about, and holy smokes, it is a liquid floatant. And what you do, unscrew the lid, take your giant hopper, as you have right here, get it real soaking wet. See it in there? Now try to dry off as much as you can. Let's see if we can, the hook's kind of stuck in there. There we go. Oh. So we're trying to get as much off, the excess off as we can. And this stuff, I mean, when you put a coating on this, and especially if you can do it either the morning of, or if you're driving in, or the day before, and get your fly just really soaked with this stuff, it doesn't sink. I mean, once you treat it with this stuff, this fly, fish after fish, drug underwater, you never need to dry it off. I mean, it is that effective when it comes to dry fly floatant. Absolutely love it. So there's your fly fishing tip of the day. Now I need to pinch that barb and catch another fish. All right, let's go do this. Fish on! Oh, this is a good one. Oh, I'm sorry I couldn't get the take. My battery is running low. I'm not even sure how long this is gonna last. Hopefully I can get this fish in, but it is a nice cutthroat. Maybe it's the one that broke me off earlier and get my fly back. Just a beautiful fish for this river. Remember, these are these freestone rivers out of the Cascade Mountains, and typically, you know, you're catching fish that are 6-8 inches long. So when you start getting into some fish that are like 12 inches, that is a nice fish. Look at this guy. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh, that's a beaut. Look at that guy. Pretty fish. I love barbless. West Slope cut. Look at that nice fish. Very nice. Sweet. Oh, it's gonna be good. Oh, I love it when they're eating the hoppers, and I haven't even gotten to the best part of the water yet. This is great. It's a really good looking spot. Making sure there's no fish in front of me. Getting up to my first cut bank. Some good looking water. There's a little fish there. Oh, nice. Oh. Great thing about these 3 weights is that even the little guys seem big. Hey, it's decent. Right where he was supposed to be. Oh, nice. It's like this little rainbow. Might be a hybrid. That guy right there. Beautiful little fish. Nice. All right, guys. Well, the battery's getting low and I'm getting towards the end of the trip. I hope these pointers help you catch more fish on rivers. So those are the things you want to target when you're in a river. Most rivers are pretty much created equal. Not all of them, but most of them. So do that on your favorite river and you'll catch more fish. All right, everybody. Until the next time, thanks for tuning in. All right, fish on.